All right, how to do a post on Explorer Superior. After you're logged in, the first thing you want to do is just go up to the top here, and you see where it says New Plus. We're going to do a new post. So I click on Post. Then I have to have content. Now, you could just start typing in these boxes, but a much easier way of doing this is to type up your content in a Word document. So here's a document that was submitted to me by two teachers, administrators from the school district, and I'm going to post this for them. They've got a title up here, the main title, which is 5 words long. They've got a secondary title, which is looks like 7 words long. I've got their names. So although I'm going to post this as Doug Dolliver, I'm going to put a byline in here. They've got a featured image, which we talked about as the picture that will show up on the home page of the website. They have a content image that I'll put in the content. And then this is all their content. Okay? Wonderfully for me, these are teachers and they write very well. I don't have to edit this. So what I'm going to do for starters is I'm simply, let's say that you wrote this article. You wrote an article about X, Y, and Z, and you've read through it several times to proofread it. You're content that it's good content, it's interesting. Now, I'm simply going to take this in Word, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go back into here, and I'm going to put the title here. Okay, here's my title. And I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to take the secondary title, and I'll go back to the web page and put that at the top. I'm going to hit return, and then I will go back to my Word document, and I'm going to get the name of the authors. And paste. I do have to add the word by. And enter, and now I'm going to capture the content. Just all this information right here. One word of the wise, people tend to make their paragraphs too long. 2 or 3 sentences is plenty for a paragraph. You're not writing a great big library book. You're writing something you want people to read. The more breaks there are, the more people are likely to read through the entire post. I go back in here, and I'm going to hit paste. Right now, I'm about 90% done with this post. A couple of things I'm going to do. The secondary title I'm going to highlight. And I'm going to go over here where it says paragraph. Paragraph is the default for whatever content you put in here. And then I'm going to make this a heading 2. I'm going to make it bigger. And then for the byline, I'm going to make this a heading 4. And you can experiment with this and do whatever sizes you want. You may not have a byline in here because you may be posting this under your own name. If you're logging in through Facebook, your name's going to appear at the top of the post. I'm posting this for someone else. That's why I'm putting a byline on here. Why would you want to post for someone else? Well, maybe you work with someone or have a friend who says, I'm just computer illiterate, I can't do this, but I want to get this information out. You could help them, you could post it and put their name on there, and you're doing a good deed. So now we've got this. Geez, let's see what that looks like. See this preview button over here. I'm going to click preview. It's going to open up another window. And I get a preliminary look at what this is going to appear like on the blog roll. Eventually. There it is. There's my title, my secondary title. I'm just picky enough that I might go back here at some point and see if I can shorten this to get it all in one line. It doesn't have to be, but that's just me. Notice how this was heading 2, this is heading 4. It just puts it in bold, a little bit bigger, and then there's all the content. Okay? If you notice right here under the word program, you see my name. That's because I logged in as myself, but I'm posting for someone else with their name. If you're doing a post for yourself, you're not going to have a byline down here. Your name will just appear up there. Okay? If you are posting for someone else, it's probably wise to put their name in there. Also, there's an opportunity for you to put a little blurb on who you are at the bottom. You can get your own picture to show up on there. There's ways of doing that I can show you later on. So that's the rough post. Now we want to put some pictures in. But let's just scroll down the right-hand side here. Here's different formats. Most of the posts that I put on here are standard format. However, if I post an image, like a "where is this building" image, I'll click on image. The reason I do that is it'll appear on the home page as an image. There's also a video box on the home page. So anything that's tagged as an image or a video will appear there. Another nice reason for doing that is people can search the website. They might want to search for all the videos on the website. But we're going to leave it as a standard post, which is what most of them are. These are categories. These are alphabetized. I haven't saved it yet. Now, if I'd already saved this as a draft and had not entered a category, it's going to automatically tag it as an ESBSer. What does ESBSer stand for? No, it's not what you think. It stands for Explorer Superior Blog Supporter. It'll automatically post it as that if it's uncategorized. Let's say you do that and you say, well, I don't want it to be categorized as ESBS, or I want it to be as something else. Well, what is this about? This is about autism in the schools. We probably want to find schools and youth. So that's what I'm going to tag it as. If there's already a check in the ESBS, I'd just go up there and I'd uncheck that. You can have it in multiple categories. What I am going to do is I'm going to also tag it under news. You may recall when I was showing you the home page, the very first box beneath the slider was news, 2 columns. By clicking on news, it's going to appear there. It's also about Superior Schools, so I'm going to click it, post it as news of the city of Superior. I don't have a category on the home page that's city news, but if people ever want to search for city news, they can find that. And that's probably enough for this one. Some posts will have multiple categories, some will just have one. Now we have something called tags. Tags are things that we don't have categories for. So I don't have a category for autism. Why don't I have a category for autism? Well, this is not a website devoted to autism, but we have the occasional post that might touch on autism. So I'm going to just create a tag for that. Enter. Notice how it popped up down below there. Supposing that I spelled autism wrong and I want to get that out of there, all I do is click on that little X and it would go away. Because I'm the site administrator, I can make it a featured post, so it'll be on the slider. At some point down the road, I'll probably bring on more admins to help me with that. Oops. And I'm going to put it on editor's pick also, so I can do that. It's already categories under schools and youth, but I'm going to also add it as just schools. And I'm also going to add an education tag. So right now, this particular post can be found as a featured post, can be found under autism, editor's pick, schools, education. Now, what's the value of that tag? As the website gets more and more hits over time, at some point down the road, as people start searching for things in the Superior area, if someone were to go to Google and enter autism help Superior, Wisconsin, this post would more than likely pop up. That's the benefit of that. Down here we have featured image. Set featured image. That's that picture that shows up on the home page. I got to go and find that picture on my computer now. So you just go find where you've got the picture hidden on your computer. Here's the picture I chose to use for the autism featured image. It's a rectangle. It's something I downloaded off of bigstock.com. And I'm going to close this. Now down here you can put some information about this. You don't necessarily have to. I'm not going to put a caption because I don't really have anything to say about this image. It's just an image that's representative of autism. Alternative text, this is what appears if you've ever scrolled your mouse around on a computer page or a web page, and you go over a picture and a word pops up. That's what the alternative text is. So if someone has a bad internet connection, or maybe their computer will not allow it to show images, it'll show the words instead. So I'm going to call this Autism Blackboard Image. You can put a description down here. There's really nothing real interesting about this picture, but let's say, for example, sometimes somebody will send me a picture of people doing something. I did a post the other day of some students that were doing a school project, and they sent me a caption. The caption was, students outdoors working on hands-on student project about logging. Well, what I did in that case, I saved that as the caption in the caption box. I saved it as the alternative text, and I saved it as the description. That means it's just more stuff tagged to that picture, so when somewhere down the road someone is scrolling the internet looking for a picture about student projects, they might find our picture on the website, and they've got some context about it. I'm not going to put a description on this. I don't think it's necessary. So there it appears. That's the picture that will show up on the home page. Now, I can put that picture in the body of the content as well. Now, you may recall when I showed you the blog roll, you may or may not see the picture that's on the home page unless it's embedded in here. If I don't embed this in this blog, it's not going to appear on the blog roll. It'll only appear on the home page as a link to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that picture in here too. I'm going to put it up top. I click right before the very first word in the first paragraph, and I'm going to click on Add Media. This is my media library. Lo and behold, there's that picture. I want that picture to be right aligned, so I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to click right align. You have options for size. 300 is about the right size for width, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click Insert. Wait for a moment. Bam. There it is. How nice is that? I can make it bigger. Click on the picture and simply drag it to make it a little bit bigger. I can make it smaller. Same way. You got a lot of flexibility. Okay? All right, let's see what this looks like. Okay, there's the picture. Starting to look kind of good. I got one more picture in here that I thought I'd use for content. It's a picture of a young child that may or may not have autism, but it's a picture that I purchased, so I'm allowed to use it. Again, I'm going to put it down here a little ways, and I'm going to go to Add Media. Now I've got to go find it. I have to upload this picture. Select File. In this case, I'm just going to go pointing to it. I know where it's located, so I'm going to go through my files here, and here it is. There he is. This picture actually was labeled Autistic Child when I downloaded it. Autistic Child Staring. I have to do a little bit of research on this, but I'm going to put a caption in here. Autism affects, I don't know what the statistic is right now, but I'm going to say 1 in 22. I'll research that and find out exactly what the statistic is, but I know it's gone up quite a bit. So that's my caption. That will appear below the picture, and then I'm going to copy it, and I'm just going to go to Alternative, Paste, Description, Paste. The other one was on the right align. I'm going to left align this one. And I'm going to leave it at the 300, 200. Hit Insert. There it is. There's the caption below the picture. Okay? I'm going to save this draft before I do something foolish like unplug my computer. If you don't save it, you're going to lose it. And let's take another look at it. And there's the picture. How nice is that, huh? At this point in time, this blog is essentially done. What can you do to jazz it up if you want? Well, sometimes what I will do on articles is I will read in the paragraph and I might find some words that I think are especially important and I might put them in bold print. So what's the purpose of this grant? It's to assist educators working in school level teams. I want that in bold. I might even want it in italics. I might want it underlined. Simple as that. If you've used Microsoft Word, this is not going to be complicated for you. There are a few different fonts that you can use. It's going to default, I think this is Calibri that it's looking, but it's got different options here. One word of the wise, though, a lot of fonts will not show up on certain computer screens, so even though this impact font is kind of nice, it's not going to show up on some computers. If you don't have that font downloaded on your computer, it's not going to show up. It'll just show up in like Arial or something simple. So you're best off keeping it relatively simple. You can change the size of the font. It automatically posts paragraph format as 12 points, 12 pixels. Experiment with that a little bit. It doesn't always work as nicely as I'd like it to. This, again, is how you change the size. Right now, it's all paragraph down here. You can do bullet points. You can do numbered bullet points. You can left align, right align. Now, you can also do a link. So let's say I had a link. What I'll do before I post this, I'll find a link on the school district's website. And here's a way I can do that. I will go to the Superior School District. And let's see if we can find something on here. Special Ed. Oh, that's your departments. Here, Special Ed. Bingo. The Superior School District has a lot of stuff on their website. The problem is that people can't always find it. Okay? So maybe you want to have a link for parent resources for special ed. Here it is. This is the page they have on their website. They got a lot of stuff in here. Websites are like ginormous file cabinets, stuff full of information that nobody can find. So let's help them. I'm going to go up here, highlight the whole thing. I'm going to right-click, copy. I go back to the web page under Edit Post, and I'm going to call this Parental Resources for Special Education in the Superior School District. Then I'm going to highlight the whole thing. I'm going to make it blue because it defaults to links to make them kind of a pinkish color. I don't care for that. It also doesn't underline them like a link, so I'm going to underline it and I'm going to put it in bold print because I want it to jump off the page. And then this little thing that looks like a chain, it's a chain link, like a chain link fence. I go right there, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to hit paste. And I always click this little box that says open link in a new window tab, because there's nothing worse than clicking on something, it takes you another page and you don't know how to get back again. Once that's done, all I have to do is click add link. It's in there. I'm going to go up here, I'm going to hit save draft, and then I'm going to click on preview, and my post should be, for all practical purposes, done. There it is. There's that highlighted, italicized, underlined sentence I put in there. There's the caption for that picture, and there's that link. And if I click this, always test your links before you publish, because you make mistakes. Just like earlier, I was trying to find that, make that one Facebook post. I had the wrong stuff copied. And there it is. Okay? It goes right to that page. So at this point in time, this is good to go. I could publish this right now. I'm not going to publish it because I'm going to send a proof to these ladies to read through to make sure it meets their approval. But if I was going to publish it, I'd simply go back here and I can simply click publish, and it goes live. It'll go live in about 10 seconds. Or maybe you don't want to publish it now. Maybe it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you've been up late and you think, oh, who's going to read it now? I want them to see it. I can go to edit. Publish immediately? No, I want to edit this. I want to publish this. It's the 5th day. I want to publish this on the 6th. And I want it to go live at, this is military time. So 8 p.m. is 20. Going to go live Friday night at 8 p.m. and I hit OK. It says schedule for. Now instead of saying publish it, now it says schedule. I click on schedule. Unless I go back and change this post will go live tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Now, word of the wise. You at times are going to make a post, and when you get done, you're going to go, oh, I forgot to add something. Or I found a word I misspelled. People are going to think I'm dumb. All you got to do is go back in here, change it. After you've changed it, then you click update. It fixes it. Or in this case, guess what? I really don't want this to go live tomorrow. So I'm going to... oh, I have to go up here where it says scheduled. I'm going to change it back to a draft. Hit OK, and then update. So now this is, as you see, it's still in draft mode. So this will not go live tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Okay? Any questions?